How's it going, guys? Cameron here, it's Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. New pair of sunglasses here. Yeah, I've always said it. One of the worst investments is purchasing an expensive pair of sunglasses. Now, there are some people out there that will argue that because you could buy a cheap pair and it'll last you a fucking day. The lens is cracked, the frame cracked. So yeah, I agree. Cheap sunglasses are garbage, but expensive ones as well. Whether you break them or you lose them, it's inevitable. I've had, over the last several years, I think 3 separate occasions, I bought a pair of Ray-Ban 2140s? Wayfarers. And one pair, the arm snapped off. Another pair, it was sitting on my driver's seat, and my car was parked in the garage, and I got in the car and I sat on them. My fault. Broke them. And then the other day, I'm not going to really get into specifics, but I broke another pair. So so I went to Sports Check, I think, or maybe it was Sports Expert. And I purchased a pair of these. They were about $45. Polarized. So they're not expensive by any means. But I'm not prepared to pay another $200 for a pair of sunglasses right now anyways. We'll see. Yeah, fucking sunglasses. So, lots of things to talk about here today. I wanted to show you guys this. I've had this in the collection for a number of years. I just really never showed it off, but this was a GameStop exclusive. I'm not pretending that this is rare by any means, but yeah, it's nice to have in the collection. I'm not a huge Funko Pops collector. I have about maybe, I would say, 10 or 11. I stopped collecting them maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, this is the Vault Boy, or at least one of them. Pretty cool stuff. Now, I could see myself selling the Funko Pops that I have in my collection, but this one here I definitely won't sell. I'll keep this one in the collection. And I think there is a Starfield Funko Pop that is set to be released as well. Speaking of Starfield, I don't want to go off on a huge tangent about Starfield. I'm enjoying every moment of it. I'm knee deep in it now. And I apologize if you guys can hear some noise out there. Sounds like there's a chainsaw. But yeah, Starfield. I don't know if you guys have seen, Microsoft is, I guess, in conjunction with Bethesda, is offering like a Velcro wrap you can get for your Xbox Series X. So instead of releasing a limited edition console, they are releasing this really cool wrap that goes around the Xbox, of course, and it's got like Velcro on the back, but when you put it on, you can't tell. It looks like it's an actual Starfield, like it's a high quality wrap. It looks really cool. Like I said, it looks like it's made out of vinyl. So I'm thinking about picking that up. It looks really cool. So yeah, let me know if you guys have seen that, or if you plan on getting it, or maybe you've pre-ordered. I think that comes out sometime in October, so that's going to be cool. The next thing I want to talk about here, talking about the Evercade. So I've had a number of people come up to me. We won't name names, but there's been a few members within this little niche gaming community that we have that have seemingly been forcing the Evercade down their children's throats. So I was pointed to one guy's channel who I've never even heard of before, and the guy was literally putting the crappy Evercade controller in his kid's hand, and he was basically saying, "Here, play this. I'm going to hit record on my iPhone because I got a video I need to produce for YouTube because my fans expect it, because 90% of my fan base revolves around Evercade products." So this poor guy, he's gone down this wormhole where he started his channel talking about the Evercade, and now he's set an expectation with his audience that that's the type of content that he's going to put out. So his subscribers are expecting Evercade content, and whenever this guy puts out content that's not centered around the Evercade, this guy gets like 80, 90, maybe 100 views on a video on a good day. But more to the point, you'd have to be a sick, twisted, demented son of a bitch to force Evercade on your kid. Oh my god. Talk about a trash console with terrible compilations and the controller is god awful. You know, I feel sorry for any kid that is forced into that sort of environment, that sort of household environment where your parent is basically putting a gun to your head and telling you to play Evercade. Oh my god. Oh my god. If I was a young kid, you know, if I was like 5, 6 years old, and I was like, you know, a fresh mind, you know, not corrupted like we are now, and I had nothing but my eyes to see what's available to me, you know, and there's an opportunity to experience retro gaming, I would want to experience retro gaming on a CRT with an original console, with the original controller and the original cartridges, so I can understand at that grassroots level, okay, before my brain is polluted with all this other bullshit out there in the world, you know, the historical relevance of these old consoles, and to be able to hold these controllers so that when I'm older, you know, I'm in my late teens, early 20s, I can say, yeah, you know, I can remember when I was 6 years old, my father, he rolled out the Sega Genesis. I didn't even know the damn thing existed. And man, I remember playing that with my father. Wow. Unbelievable. Great memories. Whereas you force a cheap Chinese knockoff little fucking box the size of a cigarette carton that has shitty compilations onto your kid. What do you think he's going to think when he plays this thing? He's going to be like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? So he's got a terrible first impression as far as introducing your child to retro gaming is concerned. Oh my god. Wow. It's like someone else in the community had mentioned it, but it's like, you know, if you have, you know, a retro console or an Evercade, you know, just go about your business playing it. And if your kid comes along and says, hey, I want to check that out, then sure, let him play it. But don't shove this shit down his fucking throat just for clicks on your fucking YouTube videos. Oh my god. Oh my god. And the Evercade brings out the worst. It brings out the worst in the YouTube retro gaming community. I swear to God. I swear. Because like I said, you get these channels, just kind of like how the Amico community was at first, where they're just so addicted to putting out this type of content that they can't help but reach into that fucking well of goodies and put out Evercade content. They can't resist because it's an easy way to get cheap views. And I told myself, I said I would never go down that road as far as creating YouTube content is concerned. I always want to try to keep it as real as possible and talk about things that interest me, even if that means not getting a whole hell of a lot of views. But when you see these Evercade content creators and they pivot just for like a day to put out something that they really want to talk about, and you see how they get no hits, right back to Evercade. Oh my god. Oh my god. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when your Evercade console stops working in a year or two? What are you going to do with all those carts that you bought? How are you going to do with them? Oh my god. Good fucking lord. Oh my god. Fucking Evercade. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Could you imagine being put in jail? And the prison guard's like, here, you have to play this. I would rather the electric chair. Oh my god. I would rather lethal injection, shotgun to the head, anything, okay? 1,000 knives thrown at me. Oh my god. So the next thing I want to talk about here, Dreamcast guy, and a few others, the usual suspects. We're talking today about how Microsoft and Bethesda have announced that, not Starfield, the new Elder Scrolls game is going to be an Xbox exclusive. Hello? Tell us something we don't already know. I already talked about this weeks ago. Why is this a surprise? Why is this shocking? Oh my god. I said this nearly weeks ago when Dreamcast guy was saying, oh, nobody's talking about Starfield. Blah, 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 blah. I called his ass out and I said I said, you think Starfield is big? Wait till you find out that the new Elder Scrolls game is an exclusive. Of course it's an exclusive. Oh my god. Microsoft is playing for keeps. They're playing for keeps, okay? The only Microsoft entity that you'll probably see, if it isn't already on there on the PS5, would be Minecraft, okay? Because that thing is just on another level. That's above everything. That's like, you know, above Microsoft, okay? That is going to be on everything, okay? But yeah, to act like you're shocked that the new Elder Scrolls game is going to be an Xbox exclusive, oh my god. What were you expecting? Were you expecting that to come out on the PS5? No. Oh my god. All you fucking Sony ponies, you're feeling it now. You're feeling it now. You see what happened with Starfield? It's fucking amazing. It's incredible. Best Bethesda game ever made. And then when that new Elder Scrolls game comes out, that's going to be huge. That's going to be a big deal. But honestly, you know, haven't really talked about it much on the channel, but when Skyrim came out, I played the hell out of that. But looking back on it now, I'm not even quite sure as to why. Because I am such a fan of like the Fallout environment, and the Elder Scrolls is very different, obviously. I don't know. I just got hooked on Skyrim, but you know, as far as the new Elder Scrolls game coming out is concerned, like when it comes out 5 years from now, will I buy it? I don't know. Maybe. Will I like it as much as Starfield? I don't think so. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if there's going to be any downloadable content for Starfield. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so 13-minute mark here. What else is there to talk about? Not much else to talk about. I did go to a Peter Gabriel concert. Was it last week? And it was just an amazing concert. And then the band Bush came to Ottawa the other night, and they were co-headlining an event with the Canadian band The Headstones, which I would have loved to have seen, but I had other stuff going on, and I could not commit to it. Not to mention it was sold out. It was an outdoor venue. I would have loved to have gone. It just too much going on at once. But there's a lot of big artists that are coming to town. Elton John is coming back in the new year. Bruce Springsteen is coming back. So there's a lot of big time acts. So you got to be picky, choosy when it comes to that stuff. I saw there was an advertisement. I saw there was an advertisement on YouTube for a new Martin Scorsese film. And I guess the production company is Apple. And I watched half of the commercial and I shut it off. I saw fucking Scorsese. He's using DiCaprio again. Flavor of the week. And he's using De Niro again. Oh my fucking god. Enough. For those of you who are film buffs, believe it or not, and he's about 80 years old, maybe older, Francis Ford Coppola is coming out with a new film. I think it's called Mega Metropolis, and I don't know much about it other than it's something that he's been thinking about for decades, and this will probably obviously be his final film that is released before he dies, because he's, let's be honest here, he's at that age, right? I hate to say that, but yeah, there's a new Francis Ford Coppola film coming out. Now, when that comes out, you know, who's to say as to what capacity he was really involved with it? Let's be honest here, right? The guy probably goes to bed at 6 o'clock at night. So that's something to look forward to. Michael Mann, who famously was the creator and obviously the director, like as far as cinematography is concerned, of Miami Vice, and also the film Manhunter, and a lot of other awesome movies as well, and the TV show Crime Story. Big fan of Michael Mann. He directed the famous 1995 film with De Niro and Val Kilmer and Al Pacino, Heat. He's got a new movie coming out as well, based on the life of Enzo Ferrari, and I saw Penelope Cruz is in it, so I might have to check that out. So that's it. right at the 16-minute mark. Again, I haven't been putting out a lot of content, but it's just for the simple fact, guys, that I've been putting time in Starfield. I've been playing it every night. I'm taking my time with the main story and quest line. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun not rushing my way through the game. And that's all I can say. I'm having a blast with it. I haven't been playing anything else but that. Oh, yeah. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about. So, I had the chance, because I just picked this up. I had the chance to put this on the other night. Need for Speed, Porsche Unleashed for the PS1. And I just want to say, yeah, this game is amazing. It's incredible. But more to the point, and I've talked about this before on the channel, I absolutely adore, I love the way PS1 games look in the modern era. I think the roughness of it, the low resolution, the jaggedy edges, I actually enjoy the way that looks. Okay, I do not understand, and I'm not knocking you if that's what you want. Okay, different strokes for different folks. I do not understand why anybody would want to upscale a PS1 game in like 1080p 4K high resolution on a modern TV. I think the best way to play a PS1 game is in its original state. Now, I'm not playing this on a CRT, unfortunately, but I'm playing it on an old plasma that is about as good as it's going to get as far as not playing it on a CRT, an old JVC, so it looks really good. But man, it's funny. It's funny because I just want to leave it at this, and then we'll end it. But PS2 games, not so much. Like, they've not really aged that well. Because, again, PS2 kind of has that smoothed out look, kind of like the N64, but better. But the PS1, with the pixelation, and like I said, the low resolution on it, I don't know. I find it looks better now than it did 25 years ago. I just do. I think it looks really good. So, if you're asking me, a lot of you guys are starting to tinker with emulation with PS1 games. I'd say don't fucking waste your time with that. Go out and get a PS1 or get a PS2 and pick up a couple of original games and play it the way that it was meant to be played. I love it. I love the way this game looks. This is really good. Amazing. It's a nice companion piece to Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit and Need for Speed High Stakes. Now, what's interesting about this was the third of those games. This is the third one that was released by EA Canada. And then after that, EA Canada became another company somewhere else. They kind of folded, I think, and they went somewhere else. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's why when you guys go back and play these old Need for Speed games and you wonder why Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit High Stakes and then Porsche Unleashed all play, look, and feel the same, it's because they're all developed by the same dev team. So yeah, I would like to get High Stakes, and absolutely I'd like to get Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit on the PS3. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But this one here is a holy grail for me. This is a holy grail. I've been wanting this in the collection for a very long time. So I love it. It's awesome. So that's it. I just wanted to put out a quick video and just catch up with you guys and see how you're doing. Using the more expensive camera today, you guys can probably see the better quality, running it at 60 FPS. I hope you guys enjoy it. Anyways, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your games, and have a great night. Take care.